30 in less than 7 days. Just like my 16th, 18th, 25th birthday, I've been planning my 30th birthday for years in advance. My planning was always more about how I'll change with the newfound wisdom of being older and a bucket list of things that I want to do. I've been planning and setting goals for being 30 since I was 27. Yep, 27. From creating a 30 before 30 bucket list to mentally preparing myself for motherhood after college and plans to start college, which would get pushed back every year. Each year something would happen and I don't start college. At the time I wanted to start law school, and to this day I have not officially started. When 2024 rolled around, I realized nothing I had planned would happen even remotely close to how I had planned it. But I still remained optimistic until two things happened in the first quarter of the year. First, my cats, Ace and Moon, died, and my 5 year relationship ended. I was beyond broken, but still, I had to keep going, so I fell back into some unhealthy habits like overeating and drowning myself in work. I was lucky that my ex and I were mature enough to still support each other while we tried to figure out what life would look like now that we've ended things. And a third thing did happen. All my big sisters moved away. And now I was essentially physically alone. And as supportive as they were from afar, I no longer had someone to wake me up when I missed my alarm in the morning for work, nor did I have someone to cook dinner for me or someone to watch music videos with while we clean on a Sunday afternoon. I really miss those things. um, but honestly, at the time, I didn't realize how much it would break me until all my sisters are all gone. But I've never been more happy for them. They deserve this more than anyone else in the world. And then a few things happen in quick succession. My chronic pain spiked. I reconnected with my best friend, only to disconnect a few months later. My dad was in an accident. My already poor finances took a hit. My job felt unsure due to internal things. I was eating poorly. I could no longer exercise due to pain. I was hospitalized, and that was all before the summer of this year. I spent the rest of July, August, and September of 2025 living on autopilot and barely getting things done. In October, my maternal uncle passed, and I pulled myself out of my deep depression to be as supportive as I can to my mother. The funeral was over, and I was now ready to set new plans. Then we found out my paternal uncle passed. We learned this while me and my younger sister Shauna was at a cafe, literally making plans for the future and how to get back on track. Kind of funny, huh? But needless to say, there was also many other things that affected probably everyone across Jamaica that added to the stress of life, and I'm sure it added to everyone else's life as well. There were the earthquakes, the hurricanes, and just the increase in negative news and unsurety of the social surrounding. In the mix of all the bad, there were some good things. I've gotten closer to my sisters and my mom. I've also learned a lot about myself emotionally. I learned to say no. It's something I'm still working on, but I've set really good boundaries. Things 26-year-old me would never think about saying no to, I now say no to. My 20s was dedicated to learning academically and emotionally, and of course, helping others. But my 30s will be dedicated to growth academically because I love school, as well as spiritually and creatively. My 30s will be dedicated to me. And I did spend a day journal shopping, but then I decided to use an electronic journal that I created. This was a good example of me saying no to consumerism and to myself because it didn't serve me. So As a part of my electronic journal, one of the things I created is a list of 30 things I want to do in my 30s. And some of those things are extremely personal and I won't necessarily be sharing them here, but others I'll definitely be documenting for YouTube and sharing them with you guys. One of them is my desire to travel all 14 parishes of Jamaica, to become a published author in 2026, and to earn a degree in psychology, as well as to learn to drive. And with my physical health, I would love to complete a 5K walk for charity. Those are some of the things I'm hoping that I'll document and share on YouTube. Now, my 30s is not looking like what I originally had planned, but much like when I write, I don't enjoy writing if I plotted the entire book before it happened. I usually like to just fly by the seam of my pants. So maybe that mentality will also work with me in real life. Anyway, thank you so much for watching my video, and if you want more bookish content and academic content as well as author content, go ahead and subscribe and follow me here. Thank you so much for sticking with me through this video. I'll see you next Monday.